Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to Riding Tiger with Arijit. And guess what? I announced that there will be someone special from UK, and someone is actually my good friend Tiger Lilly, and she is a singer. Oh my God! Do you believe that we have, a friendship for the last more than 10 years? And she
Oh,
has been doing massive amount of singing and work, and of course couple of days back, we have been discussing and saying that, Lily, you have been doing a lot of great music. It is there on air, it is there in social media. So why don't you probably share a little bit about your journey and your life, and probably we can
my
learn and
cat.
understand, of course, your cat, and we can learn and understand how great you are, and the beautiful songs that you are creating. So let me welcome once again Johnny, my friend, in and as Tiger Lily. So I have a small question for you. How did you started your life journey as a pop singer? If you can just share a little bit about it.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on your lovely platform. I really appreciate it. It's so nice to see you and your lovely big smile. So yeah, to answer your first question, I started when I was at school, and as cliche as it sounds, it is the truth. I used songwriting as a way to channel my emotions. I was being bullied at school, and the way that I dealt with that was to go home and listen to, at the time it was Guns N' Roses and Bryan Adams. I was a rock chick, and I would put my experiences into song. Yeah, that's how I started. And then years later, I was working at Pinewood Film Studios for an audio company, a very well-known audio company, and a person there said they'd seen my MySpace, and they said, "Oh, why are you not gigging? You should be out there doing gigs." I was like, "Oh, no one wants to hear my music. Why? It's about me. It's all my heartbreak and my woo, And he said, "Yeah, you do really well. The rest is history."
Of
I
course, this is history.
Yeah, rest
And
is
you
history.
did
I've been going ever since. So yeah.
you did quite a number of album, I believe, and those are in CD format. So for the people who don't know that era, we used to have CDs and DVDs on those days. Okay, so we are not old. Don't worry, we are not old, but yes, we are actually watching all those kinds of transformation from
Mm.
utilizing those cassette record players to CDs and DVDs. And Lily, in fact, she did several different albums, and as per my memory goes, they did quite a full of calendar as well. And if I'm
Yes,
not
I
wrong,
did. Yes, I did a charity calendar in, I think, 2010.
yep.
Now I'm feeling old. So our friendship is more than 10 years then, because yeah, it was before that. Because you did a Tiger Lily animation, a graphic,
Yep.
didn't you? And I wish I was that thin as your animation. I had a six pack and everything. It was great. Now I've had a baby. I'm like, oh, maybe Arjit can make me into a slim mum again. Lose some pounds, but just on the graphics. Yeah, no, I did 3 albums, and they are available on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, YouTube. I sound like a digital advert now. It's available. iTunes, Spotify, boop, boop, boop. But yeah, as well
So
as CD format.
in fact, what I'm gonna do, for all the audience who are watching, I can already see that a couple of people are watching. I'm gonna put all those YouTube links after we are done.
Oh,
So
perfect.
for the people, trust me, believe me or not, it's not about more than 10 years friendship only. It's
Mm.
about the quality of the content that Tiger actually does. And when I talk about Tiger, riding Tiger with Tiger, that's an amazing line for World Friendship sake. And yes, Lily, why don't you share a little bit about your music albums, like the top 3 albums that you have, and the cassettes, and the kind of music that you put inside? I'm sure there is a great story behind it. Like, how did you come up with the title of that particular album itself, and then the kind of music that you have composed, the kind of videos that you guys have created? Those are really amazing. Trust me and believe me on that. So why don't you share about those?
Okay, well, first, I would like to say that there are no cassettes. I love that you think that I have cassettes, and I do, but they're not of me. They're actually, no. My first song I wrote was when I was 12, and it was called Hollywood Legend, and it was on cassette tape. So my dad has the only copy. So that is not available anywhere. It's not professionally recorded anywhere, but
But still, I remember that.
It's good that you remember that. Yeah. So the first single I released, and it has my first music video, in the woods with my guitar and the floaty dress, was Chasing Ghosts. And it was about a relationship that had ended at the time. And I was full of heartbreak and emotion. And I sat down and I said to my friend, I don't know if I'll ever see him again. You know, he's completely blanked me out, as they call it now, but back in the day they didn't. It's called ghosting. And she said, to be honest, Danny, I think you're just chasing ghosts. And I was like, oh, it's going to be my title of my first song. So I wrote the song Chasing Ghosts about, you know, wanting someone you can't have anymore. And then Love and Lies was my next EP. Again, it was based around all the, you know, the couple of relationships I had at the time, how we can have such, you know, extreme passionate love, and then amongst that can seep in, you know, lies and betrayal. And it's just, you know, a culmination of all of that came to make that EP. Which then led to the first album, which was called Reflections, and it literally was it was an album full of me reflecting on life and the experiences that I had, and it was almost a personal diary, a personal account of everything that I had been through, and I wanted to share that with the world, so I did.
Amazing.
That was the first one, yeah.
Amazing.
There is more and more and more and more and more and more, but you know, I know you said the top three. I'm sorry, everyone. This is Tara, who feels she needs to be part of the story as well.
Of course, why not?
Yeah, she's walking. She's obsessed.
Adorable.
Thank you. She's a Burmese cat, and she's obsessed with my laptop. It's not me she wants; it's the laptop. She's digging her claws in. Naughty gal, go down.
Well, you know what? When we are talking about releasing albums and talking about music can be utilized and used in so many different industries. It's not about only entertainment.
Yes.
Music can be, or songs can be used in games that we are using, of course, day in and day out. It is being used in corporates. It is being used in events. It is being used in healing, in meditation, in so many different aspects. And when I'm talking about your music, your songs, I still remember, correct me if I'm wrong, I still remember you did a music video with a black attire, with a hat, and there was, I keep forgetting that what it calls, with a small.
Feather.
Yep. Yes.
Yes.
Please share about that song and how did you actually come up with that, because that's really an amazing song I have ever heard.
Oh wow, thank you. So that, I think you're thinking of Promises. It was in the hotel, and it was, again, a lot of my earlier stuff was about relationships and how that particular person had been giving me a lot of false hope with the promises that they were making that they just didn't keep. So I wrote a song about it. I'm honestly a happy person. I'm just like, and they heartbreak, and then the promises, and then the lies. So, you know, I did end up like writing a whole lot of like songs, crying songs, but they're good. People relate to them. We all experience love. We all experience, you know, the rainbow of emotions that life brings us. So that was what Promises was about. But going back to what you said about music being utilized for more than just the radio purpose, it is my absolute dream and my goal for my future to have my songs on a film or a TV show or a game, or it's one of my ambitions, to have that path with my music.
You know, while talking with you, I seriously, like, I can understand that it's not about only the music and the song. It's about you are bringing the life and you are trying to portray the real life scenario. So I would say you're not only a singer, rather you are a storyteller, and the medium is probably music and song. Do you agree?
I agree. And it's really special that you just said that, because one of my projects at the moment is I'm writing, my son inspired me, I'm writing some children's rhyming verses that I want to have illustrated and put onto YouTube. And that is storytelling. It is storytelling, and that's exactly how I have used my experiences to communicate with the rest of the world. Definitely.
So which means your next project is going to be with children's songs, or rather, I would say more of telling stories, and which will resemble probably the real life. And maybe we can learn and understand a mom's journey with this lovely kid.
Yes, exactly.
Tell us more about it. Tell us a little bit of details.
Well, I mean, it's the first time I've mentioned it online to anyone. It's mainly family and friends, but it's called Treasure Box Tales, and it's a collection of 12 short rhyming stories, rhyming verses for young children to enjoy at bedtime or at downtime, you know. And that's all I'm going to say so far, because I don't want to say too much about it. But the characters are very sweet, and they are. It brings a lot of imagery through the characters that I've created. But they are 12 short rhyming verses. I'd also like to do some sketches, very inspired by the style of Quentin Blake, who worked with Roald Dahl. Yeah, that's the, in a kind of different avenue, taken from my personal experience as a, you know, as a woman, a singer-songwriter, and it came about from trying to get my son off to sleep. My 2.5-year-old little boy would have his bedtime story, and then I would turn the light off, and then, "Mummy, you can't sleep." You say, "I don't want to turn the light on to wake him up even further." So I'd improvise the stories for him, and he started asking for the same one. He fell in love with a particular one and asked it every night before bed, and it helped him go to sleep. So yeah, that's how I started creating more and more stories in the dark, trying to get my little boy off to sleep.
Super, super. And when we are talking about such kind of stories and converting them into words, and the word gets probably married with music, it becomes a song.
Yes.
So, and when we are talking about song, I'm ambassador into one of the finest initiative that is basically for optimizing the, you can say, globalization problems. One of the problems that we face is our art is actually becoming hit day in and day out. And there is a singer, she is from Canada. She started an initiative wherein lots of many people, they joined hands together. And I can see that probably in near future, my good old friend will be doing those kind of massive movement in the world. For the audience, let me share you one very sweet incident that actually happened. I was talking with a group of singers and songwriters from some part of Eurasia. You know, they actually saved an entire area with the songs, with the initiatives that they started. And when I'm taking those examples in front of Tiger, the reason is we're just having a cup of coffee virtually with Tiger and this Tiger. Okay. The reason is I want to see my friend to do such kind of initiatives by telling the stories, which probably none of the other people are doing. Those are only song. But as per my memory goes, which is really sweet old memories with Tiger Lilly herself, those songs are not just only words. Those words will actually touch your heart. And if you really want to grab her, those songs, those video albums, these are available. Tiger, could you please tell our audience where they can get those albums and how they can probably purchase it? And is there a mechanism so that they can buy it and grab it in their own home? Over to you.
Yes, absolutely. So obviously it's available on all digital platforms like Spotify, iTunes, Amazon. But if someone wanted to purchase a physical copy, we have limited edition CDs. They can go through yourself or contact me on my Tiger Lily page, and I can send them a link to purchase it, and we can send it to anywhere in the world. And at the moment we have a deal that if you buy the album, the latest album, then you also get the first EP complimentary with it. So yeah.
That's awesome. How do they find it? Like, just tell us www dot which website? Tell
So
us
if you
the
if you go to Facebook and put in @the real Tiger Lilly, or I'm sure you can put a link at the bottom, then they can contact me on my Facebook, on my Tiger Lilly Facebook page, and that's the best place at the moment.
Super, super. And so we understood that how exactly we are going to watch the sweet, beautiful next album of yours. We understood what are the things that's available. Now, coming back to the point wherein I usually call it as a rapid fire round, I usually give a word to a person and they don't have time to think. Whatever comes in their mind, they need to say the answer. Are you ready for this?
Yes. Okay. Right. I'm ready.
Black.
Cat.
Happiness.
Is that? My child.
Peace.
Jesus.
Love.
My son's father.
Nature.
Hedgehogs.
Snow.
Father Christmas.
Amazing, amazing. Now this is the time where I usually ask a one-liner question, which is a little bit of philosophical, but I'm sure you're going to enjoy. Imagine a situation that you are all alone in a park and there is a bench. Within that park bench, whom do you want to sit with and what kind of conversation you want to have for the next 10 to 15 minutes? That's the question.
I would sit with my son's father and I would discuss how we are going to make our little boy Noah's future as amazing as possible and enriched as possible.
You know what? If you look at the answer of Tiger, this is love of a mother. She wants to talk to her husband about the future of the kid. The only sole reason she is here and discussing about the entire music album because she is good at creativity and she wants to spread love, the same love she got for her kid. She wants to spread that same love to the world. That's the sole reason she is creating the storyline with the kids and child's dream, probably, which will come up very soon. So for the audience, stay tuned for my friend Tiger Lilly and her next album. Be in touch with us. I'm going to put the link after we are done with the live show. You can contact her directly. I'm going to put probably a hyperlink once again, specifically for her. You can communicate with their team directly and you can buy and purchase and spread love. Stay tuned, keep well, and be in touch. Before I end, I'm going to show you something which we did long back. I forgot the year, honestly speaking, but I would love to show this character to you. Here we go.
I want to be her. I want to be her. I don't look anything like that. And this is my disheveled mum look. This is like my day off mum look. Look at that. I love it so much. She's awesome.
I'm sure, because you are awesome.
So good. So are you.
So
Can't believe you did that.
I kept it for this day, actually. When we spoke, I thought that I'll be showing it to you.
I love it so much. I think she should have her own movie. Definitely.
We'll do that. We'll do that. We never thought of this, but we'll do that for sure.
Thank you for sharing it. And thank you for such an amazing interview.
Pleasure. Pleasure is mine, Dani. So see you soon and stay tuned, stay safe, keep loving and stay connected. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.